Hey guys, here's the much anticipated video where I'm actually going to be doing the breakdown and a little bit of a discussion on certain things and why I chose to do things certain ways with this generation. I'm going to be taking apart the non-act version. I've already taken apart the Platinum Series 1 here a bit, just to reference a few things. Now, first of all, what you'll do is just twist the feed neck and lift it off. And that's pretty much what connects the drum with the gun for the feeding. Next, you just want to grab any sort of tool, something hard, and just whack out the pins. I sort of wanted this to be a toolless disassembly, but they got sort of tight over time. But the rest you can do without tools, just anything like an Allen key or a screwdriver. You can usually push them out. Yeah, that's that one. And then you just push them out a bit, then wriggle it, pull it out. Sometimes they need a little bit of encouragement. There we go. A little more. There. And then you pull that out, then the mag will just drop straight down, just like that. And then you've got the rest of the gun here. It shows you underneath it. Some people said I should be keeping my thing secret a bit, not showing people what I did exactly. I will be showing you a little bit, telling you little hints and whatnot. I won't be showing you what's inside the drum mag though. I will do a drawing of it and sort of demonstrate what I did, but got to leave a little bit to the imagination. At the moment, the feed neck is ambidextrous. It's standard 1/8 USP, whatever the thread is. Pretty standard, all the A5 threads and such. You can put right angle, whatever, and have it off to one side. Same with mags at the moment. The feed door, that's set up for a right-handed person. You can take it off and set it up for left-handed, like me. I'll show you a bit more on that later. The next step for disassembling, you just unscrew the barrel. It's pretty standard, 98 thread. Then you've got the gun. Under here you'll see my linkage arm that just connects the triggers up. It's pretty simple, there's nothing to it. The way I've set it up, the trigger pull is slightly shorter and it's slightly lighter. But I'm going to redo that to tune up the response a little bit. You can see where the response exits the gun, just here, and then comes up into the power tube. But yeah, your next step is just to undo this by hand. It's not too difficult. Now that that's off, you just need to pull it down along the linkage arm and out to the bottom, and the whole thing will come out. Like most of my mods, bring out the front first and then the gun, and we'll put that off to a side. Now this is a Russian SKS woodstock. I chose that one because it's Russian, and two because I've done a lot of work with these stocks and I know my way around them quite a lot. Yeah, that's pretty standard. We'll put that off to one side. Now with this, you really get to see the sort of modification you need to mount the drum mag, because a lot of people have been asking, will you sell them separately? I could, yeah, if you want to offer me a reasonable offer, but there is a lot of work involved in mounting it. See, these two guns are slightly different with the push pins, but they both take just two. I take off, I haven't painted this to sort of demonstrate how much you actually have to take off. I take off the grip frame, or the foregrip, sorry. I take off more than I need because I actually reuse these and put them on the front for foregrips of shotguns and those sorts of mods. But yeah, that's the sort of modification that you need to do. Same with the grip frame. There's sort of a lot you need to take off. I will be putting it back and show you how to reassemble it later on in the vid. But yeah, we'll put that off to the side. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention in the other videos, pretty standard rail comes off like any Platinum series, but this one I actually built in with a hopper adapter, because I did the drum mag slightly different. I'll show you. This one was the first one. I just grabbed some really thick steel and said, well, will this work? And yeah, it did, and then I refined it a little, and that's what it turned into. Just 2 push pins that hold it on. Just slide in and out. But yeah, I'll talk more on that later. So with the hopper adapter, it's just a modified standard hopper adapter. You can put it on while the drum's on, but you just thread it through one of the slots instead of 2. It does mean the stocks are a little different. As you can see, there's a little front bit that has a brass pin through it. But yeah, not too different. That one takes apart the same sort of way. You just have to take off that and then it'll slide right out. Yeah, oh, drum mags. Alright, this is the second one. This is the first one. It's pretty basic. It's just a rip clip in one of those food containers. Someone commented it on the post, they got it right first time. There you go, there's the brand. I got the idea from a mate of mine who did a RPK mod. I think that's right, yeah, for a drum mag. Used the same sort of thing. And I thought, oh yeah, that could work, because the other gen used a resin paint tin, which is good because it's metal, you can weld onto it, you can rivet, but it dents and it's loud when it gets hit. It sort of deforms a bit and ripples, and I didn't really want that. So I got these plastic containers, which were pretty strong. I was impressed with how strong they were straight off, but then I went further and dual plated them with steel inside and out. So this is all steel here, where you can see it riveted, and then the other side there's another piece of steel. Same with here, there's steel here on the inside, and then the steel door that slides around. This is aluminium, sort of spread the load out toward the sides, and so it's not all centered on the plastic and going to make it split or tear. And then the subframe is steel inside. You can see, if we get a bit of light, where the rivets go along, and then down here there's just a bar that connects it all, like there and like that. I mean, these are pretty solid and they're pretty heavy. They're not going to break. I'm quite pleased with what I did in the end with them. They weigh about 700, yeah, without the rip clips in them, about 700 grams, so as much as a EO6 gun just by itself. What else can we talk about? Yeah, this one was done a little different, just more rivets, just to spread the load a bit. I mean, they're both way stronger than they need to be. Yeah, I'll give you a drawing of what's actually being done in it, because a lot of people are asking, you know, how did you do this? Did you chop up a loader? What did you do? And no, I didn't chop up a loader. I just put the rip clip in there. It is tapered a little. Alright, there's your little box. Sorry for my crappy drawing. You have you just have your rip clip sideways in it, which sits like, I shouldn't be telling you this, but I will anyway. There's your, what do they call that? The thing that stops it from jamming or rewinds it. You have a copper 45 pipe attached to there. You have a bit of aluminium which is fixed, which is this part here, which exits the drum. And then you have the copper right angle, which lets it go into the gun, which is this piece here. The reason these work so well is there's only one right angle in the entire feeding, which is up here. And there's a 45, which is fixed to this point. And because it's angled, there's less force needed to push it up through. I mean, you get the idea. And what I use to fix because it's all toolless, you don't need anything to take it out. You can take the rip clip out and this pipe, and then just run water through it if you want. It's all waterproof once the rip clip's out. So I mean, you can clean it that way if it needs cleaning. What I use to stick it in is polystyrene stuck to the sides of the drum, and just bit sort of chunks everywhere either side, and so it compresses in as you put it and put it in, and it just holds it in place. Really, it's really simple. I mean, anyone can do it. And then you just stick a plastic or a smooth surface over top of it, and that builds the stage, and the stage is tilted up and goes down like that and around the side. And then you got your 110-ish rounds in there. To turn it on, you just take the lid off, put your finger in, push the button, put the lid back on, and you're away. So I mean, yeah, that's the drum mag. That's pretty simple. I mean, in the future, I'm thinking about using a much thinner drum mag, because that's quite thick and it does hold more than I need to. Thinking of using a smaller container, smaller diameter and thinner, so it looks more like the actual PPSh 41's drum mag. Have the rip clip in lengthways and have the battery door external, so that would mean that sticks out like that, and you have your turn on button with the LED and the battery door here, and then you'd get your 71 rounds. That's, let me know, do you think that's better, or would you prefer a bigger drum mag? Because I can do either. It would still be the same lined with steel and then 2 pins to attach it. But yeah, that's pretty much all my plans with the drum mag. Shroud or steel aluminium sight with a screw so you can adjust it. Yeah, that is pretty much it. I mean, between the two, I definitely do prefer the non-platinum series. It sits much nicer in the stock, and there's a lot less work involved, especially with the valve. It's standard threaded. You can just put in your remote line adapter for it. With that one, I actually had to take it out, remove the valve seat and everything, drill a hole in it, then thread it so I could put in my fill nipple. Yeah, now reassembly. So you grab the stock, grab the gun. You basically make sure the response trigger fitting goes in first and the trigger guard sits down like that. You put the back in first and then click the front in. That's pretty simple. Then you need to put this up, and it actually folds under where the normal trigger guard went for the SKS, and you push that in. And then yeah, with this, you push the trigger, basically everything in reverse to taking it apart. Then yeah, just tighten it up with your hand. No need for tools on this part. Yeah, and that's the back end. Just for general recap on it, the gun sits down into the stock, and then what holds the back from coming up is the response, and what holds the front from coming up is the drum mag, so that's how it fits in. That's probably the best way to do it. I think with the Gen 1 I had a bolt that went straight through the side and out the other one. It didn't look that good, but yeah, this is definitely a better way of doing things. And with disassembling the gun itself, taking the receiver plates apart, you don't need to take out the linkage arm or the response trigger. It's all designed to fit on one plate. So yeah, that makes it a little easier. Now, putting the drum. Just slide it up, look through the holes, get it in line, push the pin in, push the other pin in. Now they do go in a little more, so yeah, just an Allen key or anything, just to push it in that little last bit. And then in the barrel, you just screw it on. You just make sure the sights are in line if you use them, or if you put a red dot on like me. Then this is the wrong fitting. Just put it on and twist it a little. Make sure it lines up with the hole. And then that's done. Yeah. Well, that's basically it. I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll try and reply to all of them. Yeah, any suggestions, you know? What do you think I did bad? What do you think I should have changed? Personally, I think I should have had this clamping so it's not just, you know, stuck on with a friction fit. But that's all part of the toolless disassembly. I mean, you can take it apart if you're in the middle of the field and, well, check if it's jammed or if the paint's broken in it or whatever, but haven't had any problems with it yet. Yeah, feel free to, you know, give me your input on it. What should I do different? What improvements? If I'm making any more, I might just import the airsoft bodies and, as I said in the last video, and put the 98s inside them. That'd be a lot easier, a lot cheaper. I found out I can actually get them for 200 American, which is, yeah, it's going to cut costs down a lot, and a lot of labour down as well. But yeah, feel free to let me know what you think.